determination. So the question gets raised with I've been observing thoughts that keeps popping up. Few thoughts are good, few thoughts are not good, few thoughts are negative, few thoughts are positive. Akshay gets dragged in those thoughts, and then after a few moments, I realize I've been dragged and not staying in present. So when thoughts pop up, and what is the uh, I understand thoughts are coming to clear off, or basically to you shared in the earlier youth satsang that those are like parmanus coming out, and we basically have to pure them in our enlightened state. But I want to understand more about what do we do when thoughts are popping, and where does staying in present and our determination come in.
So what you're trying to say is, can you get entangled or get involved in the thoughts, and you want to find a way of how not to get involved or tanmayakar in the thoughts.
Right.
Staying in the present is a different thing slightly. If you observe the thoughts, you are in the present. Basically, you are not lost in the past and not lost in the future. What I will do in the future, or what will happen to me in the future, whether it is a project, personal life, or whatever. Nor are you pondering on the past. He did like this to me. I should have not done like this. So typically, we are either in the past or in the future. But leaving the past as gone is gone, or learning mistakes from the past and moving ahead, and doing a little bit of planning about the future and not pondering too much about it, leaving it to Vyavasthit. What will happen in the future is part, leave it to Vyavasthit. So that is one of the keys of remaining in the present. So remaining in the present is by not pondering too much in the past or not pondering too much in the future. That's the key. And regarding your previous question, where you said that how not to get involved into the thoughts, tanmayakara into the thoughts. One of the ways is you do some inner chanting. That means you will say, Om Shuddhatma, Om Shuddhatma, I am pure soul, I am pure soul. Or some of the I'm source of infinite knowledge, Anand Gnan Vadochu, Anand Darshan Vadochu. Source of infinite knowledge or source of infinite understanding. These three, either of the three. If you keep it as a practice that I will be doing this, in the pause moments when you're not doing any active work, or you're doing mechanical work like making tea, where you don't have to think much about it. So this thing goes in the background. It's a background score which you decide to have it with you, which keep playing in the background. You're having bath, you can still do that. But you don't really need the intellect or any decision making. Now, this is one way of keeping the mind away. Either a thought comes or this thing comes. Both can't play together. Either you're saying I'm pure soul, or the thought is there. If you say the thought will not there. So this is one of the ways to prevent from getting entangled into the thoughts. This is a interim measure. Till a time comes where we have our Jagrati is raised to a sufficient level and we are able to observe the thoughts separately. Right now, because we have a lot of work to do and you have many files to clear, so it's not very possible to remain detached or observe the thought as they are. You can only do it when you are sit in a specific samayik to observe it,
Right.
So an inner background chanting is one of the ways thoughts will be, you will not get thoughts, unnecessary thoughts, if I may say so. And so the question is getting entangled in those thoughts will not arise. you will be engrossed in this chanting rather. So it may lead to a little bit of separation. It will lead to a little bit of enhanced Jagrati, which will also give you a good amount of clarity in your decision making in day-to-day life. Normal routine decision making. Should I take this car? Should I take this route? Should I do this work in the project at office? Should I take this file first? Do I do this work first? Some things, all those decision making will be very fast, very clear. In case there is some dispute in the office or at the home, then you will immediately get an insight as how do I resolve this conflict without getting entangled. It will enhance your Jagrati and it will enhance your vision. Darshan khulluta se, vision khulluta se. Enhance your vision of how to deal with normal routine activities. So that will lead to separation. And that separation will lead to that your observation and remaining in the present part. See, when does one not be in the present? Either he's lost in the past or
future.
So when your problems come and you are able to solve it, it's no question of what I have to do, how to do. So no future thinking and no repenting about the past. This will lead you to that present point. Moment your antaskaran is free, your intellect is free, what to do. When the intellect is not able to find an answer, you are entangled over there.
Right.
But the moment you get this insight, you're not entangled. So you're free, and you're free, you're in the present. So this inner chanting is one of the ways which will help you in overcoming the, if I may, so the one word they use in the Western world is mental chatter. There's a lot of mental chatter going on, which entangles us in the past, present, and not making it. Yeah?
Right.
So to cut short that mental chatter, this inner chanting will help. It will also help in other ways. Your chitta will not be moving around unnecessarily. It will be focused in where you are or in whatever activity you are doing.
Right.
So presence, it will lead to presence of chit and as well as halt the mental chatter. Right. Unnecessary mental chatter.
Right. I've tried chanting. I make determination in the morning. For example, I will chant 3 separation statements, and few experiences, one shot experiences, thoughts come and I get dragged in that thought, and I realize once I get dragged that my determination was to do chanting. Then why did I went and got dragged in those thoughts? So I come back to chanting. But that happens once or twice, and then later on, is it my determination that's weak that chanting stops?
That depends what is happening with you. Sometimes what happens, some type of vyavahar comes up, some type of activity comes up, wherein you are forced to ponder over it and take a decision. So then it's not a question of lower decision. Nishchay is not less. Other thing is, this chanting will stop if it doesn't interest you or you don't find any advantage of it.
Right.
So I would suggest you may do this if you are comfortable, but I have a suggestion that you try any of the 3 sentences. Take any one sentence and do it throughout the day. Either હું શુદ્ધાત્મા છું, હું અનંત જ્ઞાન વાળો છું, હું અનંત દર્શન વાળો છું. I am pure soul, source of infinite, I am infinite happiness or infinite knowledge, or I am infinite understanding. These are 3 very powerful things. The Gnan and Darshan wala will be very powerful. You may start with Darshan and then, but any one day, any one chanting. Don't mix the two. Stick to one. And if required, do it on 2-3 days. And I think you will get good results. You can share your experience.
Sure. Thank you. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Meerben.
Jay Sachidanand, also thank you very much for letting me unmute and show my picture. I don't know how to do it on my phone yet, so thank you, Jay Sachidanand, that you allowed me to do that. My question is related, Jay Sachidanand, Pulinanandji and Deepak Anandji. My question is related to many of the thoughts that we have spoken about today. On one hand, we have to take this effort to make sure the bad thoughts don't come in our head. We have to make this effort to say that we want to be only in Dada's ajnas, that we want to follow this. But I get confused because we also say in the Charan Vidhi, we also say, let me not interfere with the body, mind, and speech. So are we interfering here, or are we not? Or is it because we are in that interim government that we can do all of these? I get confusion. Can you please explain? Jay Sachidanand.
No, it's very simple. It's very simple. Thoughts may come good or bad. So the first thing, we must remove the concept that I must not get bad thoughts. Thoughts become good or bad as long as our understanding is gradually getting refined and purified. So the thoughts will come. Thoughts anyway are discharged. So whatever we have charged, it will come. One need not feel. As long as we observe the bad thoughts, it's just a thought. Thought is just paramanos. So the good and bad is our definition from the society angle. In the view of the Vitrag, it's just a parmanu that is getting exhausted.
Correct.
Yeah, so that is one thing. Second thing is, as you said in Charan Vidhi, you say, let me not get entangled. So if I may say, the Gujarati version is, Dakho dakhal karu nahi evi shakti apo, kevad dekhbhal karwani mane shakti apo. So let me not get entangled, let me remain an observer. The answer is there in the second statement. Not getting entangled means remaining separate as an observer. So that is the strength we are asking. That may I remain an observer, seer and observer, and not get entangled or engrossed. Dakho dakhal is to us. There are two means, two ways dakho dakhal take place. One is getting entangled in the mind, body, speech, in the Prakriti, in Tanmaya. Other dakho is the dakho of the buddhi, the intellect, which causes interference. Are you're doing wrong thing. Are you should have not done like this. Nobody has asked you. Why are you giving your opinion? So one, don't do like this. Do like this. Nobody has asked you, but you go and do that. So one is the dakho dakhal, or the interference of the intellect in the worldly matters, unsolicited advice. Someone is doing something. Why are you poking your nose in between? Unnecessarily. Then asked, yes. So that is one dakho dakhal. And the dakho dakhal that is mentioned in the Charan Vidhi, that is trying to say, let me not get engrossed in the mind, body, speech, let me remain an observer. Kevad dekhbhal karwani shakti apo. Let me remain an observer. So that is the meaning of that dakho dakhal, or that entanglement.
Okay. So supposing, for example, just to clarify, this Meera seems to like sweets. I like any son papadi, whatever sweets, they're sweets. So in this, if I'm fully following if my Shuddhatma knows this is Meera's Prakriti, Meera enjoys sweets, but Meera does not. Meera observes that Shuddhatma is only the observer, that Meera enjoys sweets. And whatever happens, if Meera decides suddenly that Meera should not eat sweets, that is Meera's issue, not Shuddhatma. That's my question. Am I interfering if I say, Meera, don't eat sweets because it's not good for you? Because internally some Jagrati comes and says, don't eat this. Am I making sense in my question? Am I clarifying my question properly?
So what you're saying is, Meera likes sweets, And
It's
something
not
inside also tells me you should not be eating the sweets.
correct. Correct.
And when you listen to that voice, are you doing interference? That is your question.
Yes. Yes. It is that interference, or is that vivisit? Or that is my question. I don't know.
That is
I don't
Jagrati.
want to interfere.
That is
That is-
awareness. Awareness. That is Jagrati.
Okay.
You see, eating more of sweets is detrimental to your health. That is decision. So, in the best interest of your health, you are cautioning yourself, or your intellect is cautioning you that you should not be eating it.
That is intellect.
So that is not interference in the manner it is meant to be. Otherwise, if you don't do this, then your whole life will go haywire.
Correct. Correct.
So this is enhanced Jagrati that you have found that by eating more of the sweets is detrimental to your health and Jagrati. So it will harm your progress towards moksha. Hence, you should remain in normality. The point is, you are above normal. So your Jagrati is telling, come to the normality. Eat sweets, but in proper this thing, not extra, not excess. In normality. So it's an awareness. It's not interference.
Jai Sachidanand.
It is bringing it is bringing you to normality from above normality.
Okay.
So that's not the product. That is not the product. That is not
that makes. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Okay, Deepakanandji. Okay, there are two parts. Linda, I have a question, and then Deepakanandji will follow. Okay. एक मिनट I have to